All right then, hey again, y'all. So today is part three of our camera confidence vlog here at the agency. Again, my name is Noah B. Clark. I'm the lead media buyer at an agency in Charlotte, North Carolina called The Social Rook. And I want to do these vlogs just as a prerequisite and the startup process for my eventual full-time video me doing. It's a lot more in depth on Saturdays going forward for those recordings. So this is kind of just my way of kind of just getting more practice underneath my belt and getting better at just talking to the camera and showcasing more of this skill set in action. So hopefully I've improved from video one to video two and now on to video three. So today the agency was pretty straightforward. Nothing really crazy happened at all, unlike yesterday when we had the blood drive thing, which kind of took me for a loop a little bit. I missed about 2 hours doing that. But other than that, I will say that our founder came back today. Our founder, Giovanni Gonzalez, is back in the office after a San Diego trip where he networked in, kind of worked with clients on a few things here and there. So that was pretty cool. He's back in the office. And regarding things on my end, again, it's been two things. This entire, I would say 2 weeks has come down to me kind of devising a plan to kind of build around two different things. My current agency work and building a system that can provide content for you guys and showcase more value as to what I'm learning and what I'm growing through my career and through this path I've chosen as a media buyer and hopefully one day a full-time operator of a brand eventually. But first things first, get good at marketing, master that, help others, and then dive into operations in the future. But as far as the first part of that, which comes down to, again, agency life and my standard work, it was very chill. We had not much going on besides the usual auditing. We kind of just review accounts, find issues here and there, turn things off that aren't doing as well, talk with our creative department to kind of dive into that and get access to better and more interesting creatives to throw into the batch and kind of grow from there. I really enjoyed it so far. Nothing's been really kind of just like red flags, honestly. We've had a lot of things resolved that were issues earlier in the week because we started off with like our Mondays are usually the really, really hard days. And once you get to like Tuesday, Wednesday, and eventually Thursday, I think they've usually chilled out because all the major red flags from the weekend have been addressed in those first 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. So today was just me kind of auditing the accounts and seeing what was remaining that could need a bit more help and adding creative to that portion of it, but very, very chill. I will say, as far as the agency as a whole, outside of media buying, we've had a really cool chance to work with a brand who does these like hot food, hot snacks as well as like their main product offering. So they sell these kind of like like hot nuts, like these hot like peanuts, stuff like that. They sell like hot candy. They have like an ice cream sandwich that's super hot as well. And they have a show on Hulu actually where they guest starred on it, and it was pretty cool because they were able to showcase the founder as well as the guy who's kind of like a celebrity in the hot food world. So that was pretty cool as well. And we're starting to use more of that in our advertising. So it's been a pretty cool uptick, honestly. People are really loving it, specifically as far as clients, as buyers on Facebook primarily. They're really loving the idea of like a hot ice cream sandwich. They really think that's really cool, which is like it's like a freeze dried thing. That's pretty cool. They buy into that, so I think it's awesome to see. So I mean that was the main thing. Just reviewing the accounts again, just not finding any big problems because they've been addressed early in the week, and then just kind of diving into what else I can do to kind of just keep myself busy, really. Which allowed for more time, essentially, to dive into things that are more prevalent on the content side of things. Because today, like I mentioned earlier yesterday and the day before that, essentially, is I have the sequence I've learned from Ali Abdaal. Monday was the ideation day and the TNT day, which is title and thumbnail. Tuesdays were primarily the research days, when I dove into like understanding the methodology and understanding what my concepts were going to be, how I would structure it, who I can learn from to make this a better overall video and provide information that's actually valuable, not just this format where I'm just kind of yapping, talking head kind of stuff. So Tuesday was the research day, and today was honestly a free day, but I chose to spend it kind of just diving deeper into essentially what assets will be used inside the videos themselves. So I had the research day on Tuesday, and I thought about, what could I use to illustrate and to dynamically showcase essentially the concepts I'll be covering in the videos going forward. So I spent a lot of time today, once I got finished my primary work, just kind of reviewing things I used Canva mainly, but I dove into like both the Canva doc as well as Instagram to look at brands who showcase examples of what I was going to be talking about on Saturday, on the filming days on Saturdays, what I learned from on Tuesdays. So I really dove into that a lot, and I've had a really cool time just understanding, all right, what should my tone be? How should I present it? What should the visuals be like? Even though I'm not a good editor, I'm not someone who already has the skill set like down pack. I can still be someone who can learn gradually as time goes on to get better and better feel for how I develop and create content. You know, it's been a full-time job. Literally, I don't really go to bed until like 10 o'clock. It was probably, super early for most people, or super late, whatever you want to say. But I'm usually just an early sleeper, so I usually just work literally till like 10 o'clock, and then I crash and I go from there and wake up at like 5, and then take care of some more stuff. But it's been really, really interesting. Just kind of learning from those other creators, diving into it. Someone who I really, really like to follow, besides Ali, of course, and I mentioned Alex Hormozi the other day, but another person who's been really, really cool. I believe her name is April Lynn Alter, and she's been doing an amazing job as far as making she's done this video really recently that's been just absolutely outstanding, which I've kind of used to model a lot of my content as far as how I want to structure things. She dove into how to create a YouTube thumbnail, but like her structuring was just so incredible. It was so interesting to kind of dive into how she used music, how she used visuals, and how she made sure that her content kept drawing you in, be like people know it as like hook, story, offer. If you read any Hormozi stuff, you'll learn it as, I believe it's hook, I think it's like hook results, something like that. I mean, it's very, very in depth. It's super different. It's the same concept, but it's just interesting the way he frames it, where it's like he dives into it from a different perspective that kind of leaned on. No, sorry, it's hook result. It's hook result reward or something like that. It's really, really cool. If you have a chance to read the book, please read the book. $100 million offers, $100 million leads as well, and just kind of learn from that, from what I've been doing recently. But to avoid being off topic too much here, I've used that essentially as my guideline. Both April Lynn, Alex Hormozi, Ali Abdal, learning how to better present my content and make sure when I do an actual video, that's a lot more in depth without any kind of cuts or anything. It's going to be an actual, legitimate, visually appealing and interesting video from start to finish, as well as another group of people I follow, which is they're called Think Media, which are also pretty cool. If you can't tell, I'm a very avid learner. I learn, I read and study things constantly. So this is kind of what I've been doing for the past couple of years. And I'm using that to kind of get better at this overall structure for the content portion of it. So I spent today just diving into both Canva and Instagram, studying brands, and then presenting the ideas in a way that made sense. And I'm very excited to look forward to what's going to come up tomorrow. Though I won't be doing a vlog, I have a personal thing to take care of, a personal thing I have to do on Thursday. I am looking forward to being able to move on to the next stage once you finish the actual ideation, research, and then today was my creation day, essentially. Once you finish that portion of it, the next step is the script writing. And I really feel like I've gotten a good idea and a good structure in place to write a very compelling script for the content coming up on Saturday. I'll write it likely on this Friday, and then we'll go ahead and record on Saturday. But I'm looking forward to it a ton. Because the way I have it structured now is again, I did the thesis method, which is essentially you have your intro, you have concepts, you have methodologies, and you have essentially, next would be conclusions. So it's like a thesis structure. But I learned, again, going back to Alex, and I'm going circular a little bit here, but follow me. Essentially, you have the structure where you can literally have, again, the hook, then you have the retention stage, just call it that for now. I'm blanking on the real name, but the retention portion of it, where they watch the content itself. Then you have the reward section of it, which basically allows them to kind of be rewarded for delivering on the promise you stated inside the video. For example, if I start a video saying, hey, you're going to learn about how to create really good content from this video. Ideally, I present that in a way that's informational. I give you the content, and I have a follow-up section that's dedicated towards talking about and showcasing, hey, I delivered on this promise, and here's what you should do next at the transition stage portion of it. And the way you make long-form content is by stringing together that section of hook, retention, and rewards over and over and over again until you have a full piece of content that kind of keeps people engaged from start to finish, by constantly pulling the rope and keeping them engaged by having that structure in place. So I've added that structure to the actual story writing, the actual storyboarding, as well as the writing portion of what I'm going to be doing likely on Friday, and I'm looking forward to kind of making that a reality. Well, I kind of handle a few things at the agency here and there, but it's been so intriguing, man. Again, there's so many people in this world who are really, really smart, and they have amazing, amazing concepts that you can always dive into. And I love the ability. I'm not the most pure creative person. I don't really think of things out of thin air. I'm someone who just consumes and then just iterates on it in my mind, constantly, just all the time. So I'm really looking forward to being able to do that with you guys. And my hope for the channel, as I kind of start diving into things in a bit more structured format than unlike what I'm doing here, is to be able to learn from people who do things in marketing, the marketing world, that can look so complex, that can feel so daunting, and then just taking that structure and then just, again, iterating on it and presenting it to you guys in a way that actually makes sense and is more clear and actionable for someone who may not have, again, like in my case, 6 years of marketing experience and 3 years working on media buying and 2 years at an agency, the way I have so far. But ideally, if it's something that resonates with you guys, hopefully you'll follow and kind of just get a feel for what I'm doing, and I can provide value in other ways as well. But that kind of ends today's little mini vlog. I'm sorry if I blabbed a little bit. Again, today was less eventful, and it was more just work, both agency work, and then I dove really deep into the content work today. But again, no video tomorrow. I'll be kind of gone doing a personal thing. But on Friday, I'll be back in the office, and I'll be doing the storyboard and the writing portion of it. And I'll hopefully share that with you guys as well. But until then, I'll see you guys later, and I film on Friday, so wish me luck.